The Yotes are a freaking wagon, Petey.
I think it's official. I think
Get
they're
on
a wagon.
the wagon.
Get on the wagon.
Because the
streetcar is pulled over.
Yeah, streetcar off to the side. The wagon is pulling up.
For the wagon.
It's time for the wagon.
Buddy, that's 4 straight.
4 straight, and not just any 4 straight.
Not any 4 straight.
And we'll talk about it. But thank you all so much for tuning in to the PHNX Coyotes postgame show. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah here with Petey. We got Jacob behind the Mac tonight. We got Craig calling in for Mullett Arena shortly. We have an impending visit from the Mullett Magician, but we need you to like this video before we can get there. Let's see. There's 56 of you watching. 50 likes for now, and we'll see. I might raise.
You can do
it.
whatever you want to. It's your show.
But Petey, 4 straight wins against the most recent Cup champs. The Coyotes are now the first team in NHL history to win 4 consecutive games against the most recent Cup winners. Is that good?
You know, I think it's pretty good. And in fairness, I wonder how many times that's happened. Like,
doesn't matter.
Played them
HK.
But you know, the only team that's ever done it,
the Coyotes
in history.
Coyotes.
Not the Montreal Maroons. Nope. They was like, it's, you know what? It's impressive because right now I think we were thinking after the Saturday night game, we were concerned this team was going to be on a 5, 6, 7 game losing streak. And here they've got a 4 game winning streak at home against some really, really good hockey teams. And to be honest, there were some peaks and valleys in this game. This was a roller coaster. And I think that first period, I'm not sure if St. Louis was really bad, the Coyotes are really good, or some combination of both. The Coyotes are buzzing in that first period.
That might have been their best period of the season.
They were buzzing.
Yeah.
And it looked like they were skating circles around the St. Louis Blues team, that they were just 1 point behind in the wild card race. And then it kind of shifted. Thank goodness for Connor Ingram. At the first period, you didn't even need him. Like, literally could have played without Connor Ingram in the first period, and it would have been tied.
3 shots on goal from St. Louis in that one.
So it was bad. But you needed him, and you needed him to bail you out late. And in the third period, you really needed him. So this was, and I hate to say something negative, I'll get it out right now. It would be nice if they could put 60 minutes together in tonight's game, because I think they played so well against Colorado and Tampa in the last 2 home games that you saw it continue into this. It was like the 7th period in a row where they played extremely well. So having a little bump in the road is fine, because the most important thing is they got the win.
$5 super chat from Altex. We were waiting for you to appear. He said, I don't think y'all realize how spoiled I feel favoring Kerfoot in comparison to Cassian during last season. Kerfoot is literally him. Goated. Altex, don't worry. We have plenty of flowers to give out to Alex Kerfoot. We'll get there.
Oh, Sue is also in the chat?
Who? Christopher Canfield?
We
saw you again, buddy. Christopher.
Full screen on Scripps TV, Christopher Canfield
Second game in a row.
Yeah, full screen with the belt. I don't know.
Oh, man. Okay, well, let's recap this one really quick. I'll try my best. First period was where it all happened for the Coyotes. Michael Carcone kicks things off 40 seconds into the game for his 11th of the season. Now,
Carcone.
You just got Carcone, now leading the team with 11 goals. Then Nick Schmaltz gets a power play goal on an amazing pass from Kerfoot for his second assist of the game. And Keller gets the other point, because if Keller and Schmaltz aren't getting points against the Blues, then I don't know what's wrong with the world. Then Matias, who else but
Maccelli.
We weren't in sync.
Well, we were not in sync. One more time.
Full
Matias Maccelli.
There we go. That was better. He gets on the board.
We didn't practice that
No,
before.
we didn't.
Okay.
Second period, a little tougher for the Yotes. Outshot 15-7. Ingram got knocked. He seemed to be okay. There were a few more penalties in that period. And then the third, things got a little dicey. He thought the Blues might have scored. They called it off. It didn't fully cross the line. And then Alex Kerfoot secures the win with an empty net goal. So like you mentioned, an absolute roller coaster of a game, but an entertaining one, I would say. And just an amazing accomplishment.
What you look for this team from home is the way they played in the first period. You look for that team that's playing fast. They're getting in on the forecheck. You looked at the one Kerfoot passes it off the end wall to himself, before he makes the play to Carcone. Fantastic play. And in the second and third period, they get outshot 29-13. That's scary.
Mm-hmm.
And the one good thing, and we heard it from the players when we were at the ice stand this week, is the reason they can get away with that is because how well Connor Ingram's playing.
Yeah.
And they feel like they having him be so steady in the back as he's been this last week and a half allows them to play a little more free, I guess. And their confidence is just building. It's amazing to watch. And now they just leapfrogged over St. Louis. They're on the top wild card spot in the Western Conference right now.
As we all thought we would be on, the Coyotes would be on December 2nd.
Unbelievable. In December, I will say this, and we can go play back the tape, because I did say at some point before the first of the year, they'd be above the double line and in a playoff spot. But they've been in a playoff spot for weeks. Like, if you take the whole entirety of the 23 games, they've been in the playoff spot often.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've just jumped over the one wild card. They're the top wild card in the Western Conference, and they're chasing down the Winnipeg Jets right now for third in the Central Division. Like, are you kidding me? There's no chance. There is no chance in any universe I would have said that there was a possibility this team could climb as high as third in the Central Division. There is no chance. And they're only a couple points behind the Winnipeg Jets right now. I know the Jets won today, so they're still just a couple points behind with the Capitals coming into town. And you look at the competition they've played. At some point, they're going to get a break in the schedule. And they're going to play teams like San Jose and teams like Sean DePaz's Buffalo Sabres.
Oops,
where he can start racking up some wins. So I still can't believe we're saying this 23 games in and playoffs are a possibility.
Oh boy. All right. Well, there's a lot to get into. Let's start with the numbers presented by Desert Financial Credit Union, Arizona's #1 credit union, named by Forbes. Shots on goal, 32-22 in favor of St. Louis, but that's not how the game started. That one completely shifted as the game went on. The Coyotes found power play success tonight, 1 for 2. That, if you watched Petey's scouting report on our Twitter at PHNX_Coyotes earlier in the night, you would have seen that was one of the keys to the game, because the Coyotes tend to have power play success against this Blues team, who they didn't have any power play success against the Coyotes. They were 0 for 3 on theirs. Block shots, the Coyotes had 19, the Blues had 7, and as for shot attempts, St. Louis actually dominated in this one with 77 to the Coyotes 45.
Yeah, you look at the special teams coming to this one. The Coyotes, it's the fourth time they played this team. They've killed now 15 consecutive penalties against the St. Louis Blues. St. Louis was 0 for 15 in those 4, and the Coyotes, they are actually at 500. They got 5 out of 10, 5 goals on 10 attempts, so they're 500. That's phenomenal. Like, that's phenomenal. It's a huge difference in this game. And they were the last 2 games to 1-goal games. And today, we thought it was getting a little tight. But they somehow find a way to put up numbers offensively. And again, they do it without, without Keller.
What just happened? You just glitched.
Petey just had a stroke on air.
He just glitched.
But Keller not on the score sheet again. I was going to say Keller. I was going to say Keller and Schmaltz again, but of course Schmaltz scored. And that's why it stopped, because that line seems to quietly get points.
Yeah.
And when Bukestad, Maccelli, and Krause get points, it's like, oh my gosh, that line's on fire. And then it's just somehow Schmaltz and Keller end up on the score sheet again. It's just, they're sneaky. And we were talking about their line mate, Logan Cooley, tonight. Where in the third period, he had 2 offensive plays, and I know I'm reaching here a little bit, but 2 offensive plays where we really saw his stick handling abilities.
Yeah, it's unreal.
I know nothing came of it, and I'm getting too excited over very little plays, but I am wearing my Logan Cooley shirt, so I had to say that he had his offensive, like, it's coming. I know it's coming. He's on the verge. He just needs to get that confidence, and he needs to stop deferring.
Just like Connor Ingram is, he had his quiet moments going in, and now he's hit his run. 4 straight games played, 4 straight wins.
Yeah.
Who says Logan Cooley can't have that?
Yep,
and if you want to get the shirt, I think it'll help the juju for Logan Cooley. PHNXlocker.com. 20% off if you're a diehard.
You're so soft.
Yeah, it's an amazing shirt.
Very nice shirt.
Get it. PHNXlocker.com. Connor Ingram. He's right now. He's their starter. I know there was a 1A 1B situation, but you gotta until maybe even next week where they play, or not, it's not even next week, actually. It's the following week they play a back-to-back. So you have to imagine Benji will get in here maybe in the next week or so. But, I mean, when Connor Ingram's in net, the team plays calm, the team plays confident, and so does he. And he almost had another shutout tonight. Almost. It was down to the third period that he had a shutout. Just unreal performance once again from Connor Ingram. Keeps them in this one.
He's got 9 wins in his last 11 games. That's incredible.
I don't know math well, but that's pretty good.
He's got a 5-game win streak and now a 4-game win streak. And the other thing he does is just calms it down. And one of the lucky things they have from a goaltender perspective right now is they're not playing those back-to-backs, that they're getting that day off in between games. And it's allowed them. And not only is, they're not getting a day off to practice, they've taken practice days off. Like where they're nothing. There's nobody on the ice. And you can continue to play goalies if they're getting rested like that. If you've got that day or two between games, I don't see any reason right now for Connor Ingram to stop this streak. He's playing too well right now. He's too calm. There were a couple times tonight that I saw him sliding around more than he normally did, but in his defense, he was just getting pummeled those last 2 periods. They were defensively, they were getting pounded, but you saw it in the block shots on by the numbers. The Coyotes were getting in front of shots. Like Kessler with a huge block shot tonight, and Krause with a block shot. Like it's guys are buying in, and you're seeing guys, they want to continue to get these wins, and I think they're partly doing it for their goalie. Like at that point, he had a shutout going at that point, and you see guys diving in front of shots. I tell you what, this team they're coming together, and it's a very tight group, and they played like it. This is the way Andre Tourigny wants this team to be. They wanted a tight, close-knit group that plays for each other, and I think we're seeing that right before our eyes right now. Yeah,
earlier in the chat, B said, to quote Tori Lavello, a connected team is a dangerous team.
Dangerous team.
And it's true. And the Yotes are effing dangerous. We might have to steal that shirt from PHNX Locker and put Cody on it.
I might just put a white tape over it and just put the Cody
actually be pretty
over
funny.
The snake.
And as Fernando said in his $1 super chat, Yotes may never lose again. Sending love from Texas. Thank you, Fernando.
From Texas, too. Did you see his, what is that called again? Avatar meme profile. What is that? It's a baseball player. It's a baseball player.
Is it?
Look at that. So we're crossing people over.
Crossing over. Yeah, there you go.
Yep. Texas. Way to go, Texas.
And also, oh my God, our chat's moving too fast. I can't keep up. But I saw.
Sounds like me.
Oh my gosh.
It does.
Kyle said, guys, it's my 4th game. I'm live. 4th win. Hello again from Toronto. Carcone.
Can we talk about Carcone? Leads the Arizona Coyotes, just like we all predicted.
He has to be in the quiz for What Chaos next week.
Yeah, for sure.
There's
player, no way Pete Blackburn.
This player leads the Arizona Coyotes in goals.
And they'll say Clayton Keller. Or you know what? They might say Jeremy Roenick.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. DJ Bean and Pete Blackburn not up on their Coyote faces right now. But Carcone, it's again, we act like we're surprised.
We act like
we're surprised, but this is what he is.
He did that in the AHL last year.
Yeah.
And it's translating.
And he even he should have had an assist on Zucker's kicked-in goal.
Oh, that was an amazing setup.
Yeah. So I tell you what, he is bringing that secondary offense that this team has been looking for the last 2 seasons. They're finally getting some secondary scoring, and not just him, but Krause is another guy that's exceeding expectations this season, and those two are on the top of the goal-scoring race for this Coyotes team. And again, there's no chance 23 games in, I would have said it's Carcone and Krause at the top. There's no way.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Carcone, that's his 3rd straight game with a goal. He has 4 goals in his last 3 games. He's been on heater. We all know how much him talking to you really helps. The walking and talking.
I think I'm going to take credit.
Send this all into motion. It's just unbelievable what he's been able to do. And for the second night in a row, we're seeing the second game in a row, we're seeing offensive contributions from all of the lines. You have Carcone scoring, Schmaltz on the power play, and then Matias Maccelli on that second line, with Krause getting the assist and Kesselring getting the other assist, and then of course Alex Kerfoot for the empty net goal. So it's just this morning we saw the news that Travis Boyd is going to be out weeks with an injury after the Josh Manson hit in the Colorado game, which is super unfortunate news, especially given the fact that Travis Boyd, he's had 2 goals in 2 games. He kind of just started to find his footing. He had a consistent spot in the lineup, and he's out. And you're looking at the center depth of this team thinking, like, Logan Cooley is the only center on this team right now. They emergency call up Brian McGregor from Tucson. You're thinking, what the hell? And somehow this team, can just not only keeps winning, Petey, but winning against good teams and stringing wins together in a row. And even though, yes, they dominated the first and then maybe it was all downhill from there, they held on to the lead. And holding on to the lead is something that earlier this season, when they were win, lose, that's what they struggled to do. Yeah. And now we're seeing them do it. And now I have the confidence that they are. I think even like if I as a fan watching have that confidence, you have to imagine that the players do too.
And it's funny though, because this is right when you see them build their confidence, and you're starting to see it over these last 4 or 5 games, is exactly the time when you think it would have gone the other way. We don't have McBain. Oh no. Oh, Hayton's hurt. We got nobody to play center. And then that's when you go, oh, that's when it can go bad, because you have excuses. A team that has excuses is a way out. And then instead of taking it that road, they got better. And it's next man up. And you look at their faceoffs tonight. They only really played 3 centers tonight. They just, those are the 3 guys that took the draws, and they go, okay. And Kerfoot's a guy that they didn't expect to have in the middle of the ice at all, and now he's taking most of the draws.
He is the jack of all trades.
He really is. So you start to think about, and I know that Chris said it a long time ago in the chat. He's talking about Geeky getting 4 goals in 4 games.
Coyotes prospects
in Wenatchee, but think of what's coming up the pipeline.
I know,
and how excited you are about these young players. So you think of the future. It's going to be bright, but think about right now. McBain is eventually going to come back. Peyton's going to come back. Boyd's going to come back. Like every time one of those guys comes back in the lineup, they're going to get a little boost, a little bump. And you can say what you want to about Valimaki. He's still hurt.
Yeah,
like he
and Maccelli are wearing bubbles.
Yeah, so there's still some healing there. So this is an unbelievable sign that they've banded together like this right now. I think they're just going to keep getting these little boosts, and this team has to do it. As a group, they have to. They're not good enough to just have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl go win them games. That's not what this team is built like. This is a team effort and a team win. And all that Connor Smith said, Kesselring. We were talking about Kesselring during tonight's game. Every game, I think he gets a little more confidence. He's holding on to the puck a little bit longer. He's making better offensive plays. He's blocking shots. And I think you're seeing somebody that could be in the lineup here for quite some time with Kesselring back and when especially they're playing 11-7.
Yeah, we were actually texting with Jason Demers tonight because he loves his boy Kesselring, and Craig had texted like he's looking good, and he is, and Jason Demers has been high on Kesselring for a long time. But I wanna stick on Alex Kerfoot for just a second, because we've started to talk about him more and more, I feel like, but he deserves the flowers tonight. And I'll text, I hope you're still here in the chat, for him to get his flowers. The pass on the first Carcone goal, unreal pass.
Ridiculous.
Unreal pass. Then the Nick Schmaltz goal, maybe an even more unreal pass. And then he secures the win with an empty net goal. And all day or all night we were going, Kerfoot's the dog, Ingram's the dog, Kerfoot's the dog, Ingram's the dog. And honestly, Ingram was the dog. And then Kerfoot scored the empty net goal. And it's like, you have to give it to Kerfoot. So he's the dog. Alex Kerfoot, you got that desert dog in you. 1 goal, 2 assists, and so many other intangibles too. And I feel like this has been a long time coming for Kerfy, and he deserves this one tonight.
Yeah, and again, it's funny. He's a guy that took a little bit of heat early, because I don't know if people understood what his role really was. And now you're starting to see what his role is. He kills penalties, but he's been on the power play. He can add offense, but he can be a defensive player too. He literally does it all. And I think that's a kind of veteran player, and we talk about him being a veteran. He's 29. I mean, he's a veteran guy. He's played over 400 games in this league, and I think he's been a huge addition to what they've done over the last summer. So huge. He's a huge piece of whatever they're going to do. This is the guy you want, and I can't believe I'm going to say this. That's the kind of player you want in the playoffs. I want Alex Kerfoot on my team in the playoffs. Because he works his ass off. He's always moving, and he literally does everything. And so now you're starting to get these guys. I think Zucker is another guy who's a good playoff player, and he's had the opportunity to play a lot of playoff games when he's in Pittsburgh, in Minnesota. So I cannot believe I'm saying this. I just have to pinch myself. I'm talking about a playoff roster right now at the Mullett. But these are the pieces that were built. I don't think anybody expected this to happen this quick, but Alex Kerfoot's one of the reasons it is.
Yeah, he absolutely is. James said, is Monday a home game as well? Yes, they are on a huge homestand right now. And I know everyone's calling for the Magician. I want to wait till Craig's here, because I like when Craig gets to watch the Magician. I think Joel earlier had said, I hope the Magician's been filming more, because, we got to get some tricks. Well, I saw the Magician in here earlier.
He was in earlier today.
He was. There's some good ones coming.
Buddy.
We could hear him with the door closed. It was pretty great.
I've heard rumors there might be an HBO special.
Wow.
Yeah, I just heard. It's a rumor.
Is he going to get a Vegas residency?
It's a couple of things floating around. I've heard rumors.
I think the Magician should do like an intermission show at Mullett.
Yeah, whether they ask him to or not, I think he should do it. Really, right out at center ice with the table.
Oh,
Love it.
Lord.
Make him stop.
Oh, my gosh.
I like it.
All right, we have a $2.79 super chat from Kyle, and this one's in Canadian dollars. Thanks, Kyle. Listen to you guys at work. Happy to be here live. We're happy to have you. We're happy to have everybody live in the chat. The chat's buzzing tonight. Thank you so much. Again, hit the like button.
Where's Kyle at in Canada?
Toronto.
Oh, that's Toronto.
Yeah.
You said that already.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kyle. I'm just short-term memory loss.
Yes, and Tucson and ASU also won tonight. We'll talk more about that with Craig. Big
again.
night for Arizona hockey. And if you clicked on this video, by the way, after we started, you might have seen our little thumbnail. It said St. Louis Booze. And I took inspiration for this one from someone you might not expect. And it's Michael Carcone's son, who had this to say earlier. He is a star. He is an absolute star.
St. Louis Booze.
Yeah, I mean, we had to go with it. A little Carcone.
That's unbelievable.
He's so cute.
He's animated, and he likes watching his dad.
Yep, and he should, because his dad is on
fire
a heater.
Like I cannot believe how, and he's got 2 kids.
Crazy.
Surprise.
Well, we mentioned that they're in the middle of a homestand. They've won 4 straight. They have 2 more games at home before heading on a mini road trip. You got to go in and you got to get to Mullett and see this. I mean, this has been unreal.
Yeah.
And not only have they been wins, they've been really good wins, good games. Get in the building.
How do you get in?
Game time. Do it.
I was trying to figure out how you can get tickets.
If you have not used Game Time yet, first of all,
we have. I personally have.
The interface, amazing. You can see what the view from your seat will be.
From your seat.
You have flash deals. I never even talked about. They have flash deals.
Yep.
The tickets are so cheap. It's cheaper than anywhere else, especially if you wait till the last second. And if you haven't downloaded Game Time yet, here's the perfect option, because if you download it now, create an account, and use code PHNX, you get $20 off your first purchase.
It's phenomenal.
So
can't go wrong.
Do it. Get out there for the Washington game Monday or the Philly game Thursday, or both. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PHNX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets. Lowest price guaranteed. And this win, it calls for a 4 peaks.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly.
But we can't, because we're driving. Like we do sometimes.
Yeah, but we drink
responsibly.
At home. Yeah.
We drink
It's a Saturday night.
I'm 21.
Crack open to 4 peaks. I saw Christina in Discord. The Prees went to 4 peaks before the game and said there were a ton of Yotes fans there.
That's awesome.
On the
Why don't we go soon?
We should.
Okay,
it's
let's
been
go
a while.
Soon. We'll put it
Crack
in
open at 4 peaks. This one deserves celebrating, absolutely. And you can buy 4 peaks wherever you buy beer. And be sure to stop by the 8th Street Pub in Tempe as well. You can visit 4peaks.com/locator to find all your favorite brewery tours and events. Check out at 4 Peaks Brew or at 4 Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest at Arizona's hometown brewery. You must be 21 or older to drink 4 Peaks. And please drink responsibly.
Did you see Ethan? What Ethan had to say? Ethan Henry?
Planning my 1.5 year later honeymoon to Arizona in March. First time down. Convinced my wife we're seeing the Yotes. I'll have to hit up Game Time.
So a year and a half. So I'm not too late then.
Petey, 13 years?
13. We're going to do it someday.
All
We're
right.
at 13 right now. But now Ethan waited a year and a half, and I bet his wife's grumpy. You should wait till 13 and see how grumpy your wife gets. It's fun. It's a game that we play.
Oh my gosh.
When's our honeymoon?
Oh my gosh. So everybody laughed at me the other night when I said the Coyotes can win this entire homestand. But now there's just 2 games left. So Jacob, can we look at the upcoming schedule? Because I don't think anyone expected the Coyotes to beat Vegas, then Tampa, then Colorado, then St. Louis. Imagine looking at this in retrospect and saying, yeah, the Coyotes actually win all these games. We would say, huh?
Zero chance. Zero, absolutely zero chance.
And 3 of the 4 have been by more than 1 goal, by the way.
That's unbelievable.
Just saying. So upcoming, you got the Caps coming to town on Monday, the Flyers coming to town on Thursday before they hit the road to Boston, which, that's probably a scheduled loss just given the Coyotes' success in that building. But at this point, I'm not saying no to winning against Washington and Philly. 1 game at a time. Ingram's been hot. The team has scoring depth. Who says no?
Yeah, the Caps have won 2 in a row. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10.
They're
4
in a row
in the Metro. The Capitals team started off really slow at the beginning of the season. I said this isn't going to be a playoff team. Right now, they're pretty good. So they're 12,
so do the 4
12
teams
6
the
and 2,
Coyotes
6
just
games
played.
over 500. But it's Mullett magic. And this is one time.
The magic is here.
You know
it's
what?
Here.
I say all the time that this team has to watch the penalties, and what do? They go on and become one of the top taking penalty teams in the league. So the Washington Capitals, we've seen them before here. We've seen Alex Ovechkin pound the puck from that left circle. Please don't take penalties on Monday.
Oh, God.
I don't want to see that gong show.
There, early key to the game right here.
Early key to the game right there. Don't do that. Stay out of the penalty box, and please. So, yeah. And then the Philadelphia Flyers, that's a winnable game. I'm concerned about Boston. And you know what? So you know what they should do in Boston?
We don't need to let that
They should just get their ass kicked in Boston. Just let it all out. All your mistakes, throw into that game, setter, because you're not going to win anyway. So just let it out. Lose 15-0. It doesn't matter, because it's only one loss. Doesn't matter how much you lose by, and then get on another streak after that. Because I think if you can get one more out of this homestand, if you can beat Washington or Philly, I know you'd like to see them win both, but if you can get another win out of this. Wow, what a streak at this time of the season. Just boosts you up. And we talked about American Thanksgiving. The next guideline is this Christmas. Is it American Christmas and Canadian Christmas, or are they? I think they're the same. But at that point, we're going to take another deeper dive into the standings, and that's one of those other benchmarks. When you get that break, that Christmas break, you really want to be if you're not in the playoffs, you've got to be close and you got to be around it. And I think there's no reason to think the Coyotes won't be in it or around it by the time Christmas rolls around this year.
It's unreal. Ash says, does Ingram get another on Monday?
Absolutely. Without a doubt.
How many starts in a row is too many for the modern day goalie?
Just when they're playing every other day, I don't know if there's a real number. And he's not putting up 50 saves. You know, we saw it with Vejmelka. The concern we saw with Vejmelka over the last few years is when they were playing 7-8 straight, and some of those were on back-to-backs. And we saw that with Veggie, and he'd start to get tired. Once he got tired, he'd struggle, and then it took him a while to get back into it. I think with Ingram getting the work he's getting now and days off in between games, I don't see why he can't play the next few. Now, I would anticipate that Eastern road trip. I think we'll see Vejmelka again on that road trip. I don't see any reason why Ingram doesn't continue and get the start again on Monday.
Well, he's here. So I think without further ado, let's bring in our friend.
Can we get another song for Craig? I miss Elevator Craig.
Well, do you want to see Elevator Craig?
No, not really, but I just miss it.
Okay. Well, we'll try.
Can we get something else? That was cool. We used it for a long time.
We can just choose a song.
Because then everybody...
He kind of looks frozen, so I'm a little nervous about it.
Oh, he's definitely frozen.
He definitely was frozen.
Okay.
Okay, so we can keep talking about his entrance. Because I think that cued people, especially on audio, that this was a time when they hear the Craig music and the elevator going, that they could go get snacks.
All right, well, let's play it. Yeah, we got to use that more. We
gotta
really
get that
have
back
to.
in. That's fantastic. Oh.
Let me adjust my camera here.
Hi, Craig.
Every show, because Cody's on your chin. Every show.
Yeah, Cody's always stabbing me. I feel like I should be on the other side.
Well, we can move you next show if you want.
So, guys, how about this team?
Wagon. They're a wagon.
Patrick Brown and I were talking before this game, and I never make predictions. You know me. I'm a coward. I won't ever predict anything. And he looks at me and goes, how you feeling about this game? I'm like, they're winning this game. I'm certain of it. And he's like, me too. It's weird. And you saw that first period. I mean, was that the best first period of the season for this team?
Well, it's hard to say because they've played so well over the last three at home with the Tampa and the Colorado game. But this first period is exactly how they want to play in a first period where they literally dominated. St. Louis had 3 shots, but really, I would say 0 scoring chances. They had 3 shots, but no scoring chance. It was amazing how they dominated the play, and then kind of surprising how much it fell off over the next 40 minutes. But to your point, Craig, that's exactly how they need to play in the first period at Mullett Arena. That's it. That's the blueprint.
Yeah. Andre said, in that second period in particular, he said it reminded them of the LA game where they built a 4-1 lead and they sort of sat back and let LA take it too. Unfortunately, they had Connor Ingram there, who I don't know what else to say about him, guys. I don't know. His reads are so good right now that just everything looks easy. I know it's not easy, but he's reading the play ahead of the play. He's always where he's supposed to be. I put a picture in the Discord of Buddha because that's what he feels like back there right now. He's just so calm, and I'm certain it's bleeding into the team right now. You got to keep riding this guy because he's playing elite hockey right now.
Yeah, I can't wait for the numbers to come out tomorrow from the NHL stats people, because he had 31 saves on 32 shots tonight. I mean, he is so calming back there, and he even when they're in trouble, and who said that? Even when they make mistakes, it's okay because we know he's going to bail us out. Boyd said that. Yeah, he said that last week. Even when we make a mistake, we know he's going to bail us out. And the Craig that's been in the chat, when do we see Vejmelka again? And I'm not sure we know the answer to that yet.
Yeah, I mean, you got a day off again. You got another former Cup champ coming in here in the Washington Capitals, and you've got a guy who's on a crazy streak. That's 10 wins for him now this season.
Yeah, it's insane.
And I know like some coaches just love the wins for a goalie. He's got the wins, but he's got all the other stats that you want as well. He's just, if you dive into the deeper numbers, the stats that the nerds look at, he's got them all. He's just an elite goaltender. It's been crazy to watch his progression. And I know I keep banging that Kevin Woodley drum, but seriously, this guy saw him coming, and I don't know if anybody saw this coming, how elite he has become. Can he sustain it? That's the big question, right? Can you sustain this sort of consistency over a long period of time? But right now, you got to find out, because he's not only giving them a chance to win every night, he's one of the biggest reasons they are winning.
Well, he's 26 years old. So in goalie years, that's a young goalie still. And one of the things interesting, I just said it to myself, is when are we going to see Vejmelka? And I really believe it's going to be next week.
There's two back-to-backs.
There's two back-to-backs in 6 days. So they play Buffalo twice on a back-to-back, once in Buffalo and once here. You play Buffalo Sabres twice in a week, one in Buffalo and one in Arizona. Yeah, but you see Buffalo and Pittsburgh, again, it depends on how that game in Boston goes. But to me, the winnable game there is Buffalo. Buffalo is struggling. They got spanked again today. I go Connor Ingram that one, and I throw Veggie into Pittsburgh and say, do your best, and let's see if you can get out of it against Sidney Crosby and Malkin. And then it comes into the weekend. It's San Jose, Buffalo. I do the same thing again. I go Ingy, San Jose, Ingram and San Jose, and I throw Veggie in the second one against Buffalo. There's no reason this team right now, they can win 5 of their next 7. Like they really can. Like and you're going to see San Jose twice in a week, and we see Buffalo twice in a week. You got Ottawa coming in. It's no longer 4 or 5 and 6 consecutive Stanley Cup winners. You never know. Like this is the time, and if they can get these kind of points and get everybody healthy, by Christmas time, we'll see. Yeah,
and Andre said it tonight after the game. He was like, look, you have a bad week and suddenly you're out of the playoff picture again. So things can turn in a hurry. Remember how we were all feeling about a week ago before this 4-game stretch against Cup champions began. We're like, oh my God, this team can't defend. They're banged up. This is going to be like a 7-game slide. And here they are, ready to complete the what's it? I don't know what comes after trifecta when you get 5 former Cup champs and you beat them all. It's just crazy to watch what's happening. I don't understand the game of hockey anymore. I feel like I know nothing.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I want to read a few nicknames for Ingy in the chat. So Nicholas said Connor Vesnegrim.
I like it.
We got Connor Zengrim. I like that one. And then I like this one. Air of the crease, the stone wall between the pipes, the backbone of the Yotes. I love it. Connor Kingram, Slayer of Lord Stanley's champions. Absolutely unreal. And Craig, off the top, we talked about the fact that the Coyotes are now the only team in NHL history to win 4 consecutive games against the most recent Cup winners. Mm-hmm. We've been talking about this stretch a lot. It's been bizarre, but do we have the snapshot of all the wins against the Cup champs, Jacob? There we go. The Coyotes versus the defending champs, and with the scores, because as I mentioned, these are not just, there's one goal win here. All of them have been by 2 or more goals. Take down Vegas, take down Tampa, take down Colorado, take down St. Louis, and now the Capitals are next. And what's going to happen? I mean, LFG, in the words of Steve Peters.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an amazing run for a time that they could have turned and gone the other way, especially with those injuries. It's absolutely just what we've seen this team do. Remember that time it was 2 years ago, or was it last year, where they went on that Eastern road trip and they're going to lose all 5 of them. They win all 5 against really good teams. That was 2 years ago when this team really stunk. Now they're competitive now, and I don't think anybody in the league right now can go, hey, it's a slam dunk. We're gonna blow away the Yotes. I don't think so. I think you have to look at this team and go, I think teams are where they're there. I think teams are where they're better. I think they're getting good goaltending. And I'll say this again. I thought their defending has been better over this last week. And that's going to be the hardest part for this team to sustain, is their ability to defend, because defending like that takes incredibly hard work and you got to think a lot. And when your mind gets tired, your body gets tired, it gets more difficult.
Yeah, Michael Kesselring's an interesting guy to look at in this mix. And he did make a couple mistakes tonight, but overall, I really liked his game. He's a nice addition. He's a guy who seems to have settled in here and might be a guy that locks down a spot. I'm not sure what's going to happen when they get Travis Dermott back. You can't keep 8 defensemen, obviously. Or maybe you can if you're Andre Tourigny and you're playing 7 on a nightly basis. But this team has 3 healthy centers. What the hell is happening? How are they doing this?
I don't know.
Craig, and when you say 3 healthy, you're throwing Kerfoot as one of those, who wasn't even a center.
Exactly, like a converted center. Yes.
Yeah, so you get 2.5 healthy centers. It's absolutely amazing. But
listen,
wonder,
Alex Kerfoot, he can do anything right now. He's been unbelievable.
I heard he's starting in goal on Monday. Alex
That's
Kerfoot.
The only place where he won't go.
Alex Kerfoot.
You don't need to replace that guy.
No, but it's good they're getting those kind of things. Like Kesselring's a guy that, it could have gone south with him playing the number of minutes he's playing right now. Things could have gone poorly, but no, he's stepped up and he's playing well. He's getting more confidence, and you see more of an offensive upside with him. So it's all these little things that could have made things go bad are actually turning out to be okay. So it's a fun team to watch, and it's a fun team to root for right now.
I have a theory on how they're doing it.
I know what it is.
Is it a little magic?
I think it's magic.
Oh,
Craig, we waited for you, and I told the chat we needed 100 likes. We're 4 likes away. So do we wait, or do we just gift everybody the magician?
Those people who dislike this video, switch your dislikes to likes. Come on, don't ruin it for the people.
Don't ruin it for us.
Hey, Jacob, do we have a way of tracking those people that dislike?
I do, but I can't disclose.
Did you, Petey? You remember the movie The Untouchables?
Yeah, I do.
You remember De Niro's line?
I don't.
I want him dead. I want his family dead.
Kesselring, more like Caldering.
Oh.
The chat is buzzing tonight.
They're buzzing today. It's Saturday.
It's Saturday night.
4 Peaks night. 100.
Hey, okay.
It's time.
Craig, you're here.
Nice.
We wanted you to see this. It's time for the latest installment of the Mullett Magician. Let's see what he has for us.
The Coyotes win again at home. Time for more from the Mullett Magician. The flower pot is empty. We say the magic words, abracaboogie, and boom, there's a flower. It's a magic.
I still don't know how. I mean, he's gonna get a Vegas residency,
buddy. That was so good.
Like
if he could do that kind of stuff in my landscaping in my yard, literally plant from nothing. Did you see
know what
that?
I wonder, like, if the Coyotes get to like 40 wins, does this guy have 40 tricks? Does he have that kind of arsenal?
I will say this, Greg. You might doubt, but Leah and I sat and watched him practice tonight because he came in. Just briefly, and buddy, there's some stuff that you will not believe coming your way. Just need a few more wins.
There might be a book deal in this for the.
It's unreal.
There might be a Netflix special. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
There's some good stuff coming. Leah actually she starts to believe in magic. It was like the first time I watched Harry Potter. She started to believe in magic.
Chris Angel, who? David Copperfield?
Who?
Oh my lord!
It's funny because it's true.
It is funny.
Diefenbach's gonna ruin it. Don't ruin it.
Craig, who else did you talk to tonight besides Bear?
Kesselring, who's really settling again, and Matias Maccelli, who was sparse with his words tonight. He doesn't like group interviews. He doesn't like group interviews.
I mean, are his teeth feeling better?
No, he was okay. He was very dry tonight, surprisingly dry. He's always better in one-on-one interviews, and I know this, but I wanted to kind of spread the love around. We've talked to Michael Carcone and Alex Kerfoot and Connor Ingram a lot recently, so wanted to get a couple other guys. I'll send you the clip from Kesselring soon. It was interesting hearing him talk about how he's trying to take advantage of this opportunity and how he's settled in.
Awesome.
Craig, do you think when other teams see this roster, it's kind of like when you and I looked at the Chicago Blackhawk roster the other day and we're like, who is that guy? Do you think your teams are seeing Cal Soaring and even Kerfoot, who I know is a big name, they look at this roster and go, okay, like we're better than that? Do you think that's what, like when St. Louis puts that roster up on the board, do you think they go, okay, we got this one?
Probably. They don't recognize a lot of these guys. Kind of like the What Chaos guys. Oh,
Wait till next week. Yeah, we've already started pulling the names for that one. Who leads the Coyotes in scoring? Well, the Michael Carcone, of course.
Right. But by the way, what? 11
exactly.
goals for Michael Carcone. That's insane.
Remember the name. Remember the name.
We did get a second rendition of Zombie tonight, by the way. Just letting you know.
You did. Is it coming out? It's making an appearance. What'd you think of Dursey on the bench?
Oh God.
Taking a penalty.
Not smart. Not smart.
No.
You can't do that with a lead. Come on. You can't do it anytime, but yeah, situational awareness, right? And maybe you thought he wasn't going to get caught, but don't do that.
Wait,
that was a dumb penalty.
The thing, Craig, is a 3-1 or 3-0 game at the time. That could be a really pivotal moment. And the other thing is just this team has already shown they take too many penalties. And they just have to find a way to not take the ones. Like that's one you can clearly not take. Just back out. When a guy comes in, like that's an unwritten rule. If somebody comes into your bench, get away because you don't want any impropriety there and you don't even any sense of it. So I know it turned into nothing, but the too many men on the ice penalties that they take and over the glass penalties and some of the stick fouls, they've got to find a way to take fewer penalties because as the season goes on, those are going to be so important that you stay out of the box. And you've got to get that discipline now. If you want to get the discipline in April, it's not like a light switch. So they're going to have to find a way to start limiting their penalties.
I would agree with that. And maybe they should practice it, although I don't know when they would do that since they never practice.
Exactly.
Yeah, we've seen this story before. Last season, they also never practiced.
Yeah.
So.
Have we heard about tomorrow?
I have not. I haven't checked my email.
We're going to guess no.
Nothing yet. Nothing yet.
Yeah, we're going to guess no.
That will come while we're still live, so we'll update everybody.
Oh, will it?
It usually does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Craig, I want to pivot off of this game for a second, unless you have any other pressing thoughts on it. And I want to go around the state because it was a huge night for Arizona hockey. And let's start with the Tucson Roadrunners because I think the first period as a whole for the Arizona Coyotes organization, like if you were an Arizona Coyotes player playing in the first period, you scored a lot of goals. 7 goals between the Coyotes and Roadrunners in the first period tonight. The Roadrunners win a crazy game, 7-5. Travis Barron had a hat trick in this one. Speaking of names people should probably know after tonight. Just a crazy effort from them and a great weekend for the Roadrunners who swept the San Jose Barracuda. Josh Doan had 2 goals last night.
Where are they sitting in the standings now? They were 4th coming into tonight.
It's amazing
because they're shorthanded. They have been shorthanded, and you know the goaltending situation.
Yeah, they're 4th in the Pacific right now.
Yeah, that's surprising. They've been a good team. Steve Hoffman doing a heck of a job. We might have to give him some love again sometime soon here.
Yeah, it is one of the teams. Their fortunes usually go as the Coyotes' fortune go when it comes to injuries, and it hasn't affected them yet, which is amazing. No. It's just next man up down there. Who's ever wearing a Roadrunner jersey, you're up. And that's one of the reasons we said thing about. That's one of the reasons we say the Doan and Gunther staying down there. I think that's part of the reason you need them to stay as the core. You need that core to continue to develop and play important games. And right now they're right there looking for a playoff spot too. Can you imagine the Coyotes and the Roadrunners in the playoffs this year?
That'd be insane. Maybe we should do Roadrunners trivia with the What Chaos guys.
Oh God.
I bet they don't even know there's a team there.
Where is Tucson? First of all, we'll start
exactly.
That's so funny. We could just do Arizona hockey trivia. Paul asked, how did Josh Doan do tonight? No points, but he had 2 goals last night, as I mentioned, and a great team effort in Tucson tonight, and they held on to that one. I know our friend Cogs was at that game and eating the mini donuts. So sent a picture in the Discord. If you know, you know. And I guess speaking also of prospects, Connor Geekie had a crazy night in the CHL tonight. Chris said, Petey, can we smuggle Geekie out of the CHL? He had 4 straight goals tonight against the Winterhawks.
Yeah, just a note on that. There were some people wondering, like, hey, with all the center injuries, are they going to do an emergency recall of Connor Geekie? Well, no, they're not going to do that. They're going to let him continue to cook down there. And listen, the way this team's playing right now, you probably don't want to do anything right now. Like you said earlier, Petey, at some point fairly soon now, you're going to get McBain and even Barrett Hayton back. You can probably just ride this. This team is rolling right now. You don't need to make that sort of move, and I don't expect them to even look maybe at see what's available to sign a guy just to give them some depth. No need to fix what ain't broken right now. They just keep beating former Cup champs.
And then in next year or down the road, you get Geeky coming in. You get maybe Doan, Gunther, Simashev, Boot. Like, oh my God, when you see what this team is doing right now, and no offense to the guys on the team now, but you put all those guys in, I mean, the future is bright. It's exciting to think about on the ice. So, but now we'll pivot to ASU, who had a 2-0 shutout. You got a great text from Greg Powers that they had Connor Ingram Jr. in net tonight. Another big win for ASU, Craig.
Yeah, what did TJ have? 38 saves tonight? That's
something crazy.
That's a big series for the Sun Devils. And obviously I just wrote about how this team needs to prove it on the road. They've had very good success at home, but you know, if you want to climb in the pairwise rankings, you need to win road games. You get an extra point for doing so. They tied Colorado College the first night, which was okay, but then you know you got to come back the next night, and you can't have a situation like you had at Miami where you get a tie and a loss. Well, they get a great effort from TJ tonight, so they end up getting a win and a tie. That's going to help them in the pairwise. I haven't looked at where they are in pairwise quite yet. I thought it was 15. Might have been even higher. We'll see how it shakes out by the end of the weekend. But that is a really, really big win. Now they got to come home. They got to sweep Dartmouth, and they'll be in a good position heading into those last 4 games before the break.
Just a great night for Arizona hockey. It's rare. And the Suns won tonight. So it's just great vibes.
Craig missed it all in the studio today. We had the Suns.
Our Suns crew. We did a Cold Stone run.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Well, when we say we, you mean you, because I didn't have ice cream. And I don't know. I'm sure if anybody really asked. I think it was just kind of a group.
This crew didn't really do a run.
No, it was kind of a group ask, but I don't know if anybody asked me.
Petey and Jacob and I sat in our chairs, and the Suns crew did the run and brought me ice and Jacob ice cream.
Yeah.
Petey, did they leave you out?
No, he said no.
Well, but I said no after they left. Leah said, "Well, you can still text them." I don't know if I felt a real invite to ice cream.
Yeah, you didn't feel the love. I get that.
Like I don't think it was personal. I didn't even think there was a blanket group statement. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
it's like kind of like I'm going for ice cream. Well, I want some. I want some. It wasn't the hey Petey, can we grab you something? I didn't hear that.
I'm sorry you experienced that tonight, Petey.
Yeah, well, you know,
don't be anti.
Thanks, Craig.
Like just ask because I did. You could have jumped
Craig.
in there.
Craig understands. Appreciate it, Craig.
I do, Petey. Yeah, I'm here for you.
Oh my gosh.
That Suns crew is intimidating. Have you heard their language on that show?
Craig, anything else before you leave? I know you have a neutral zone coming tomorrow.
Yes, I do.
Go PHNX.com, and you had a good talk with Yusuf Alamaki.
Oh, Yusuf Alamaki.
Jesus. The short-term memory loss.
I've been talking to so many sources over the last few days. Like there'll be a note on the arena in this neutral zone as well. But yeah, I talked to Yuso about that crazy injury that he suffered. There'll be notes on Travis Boyd, unfortunately, Alex Kerfoot, and then a fun one about this run they're on against ex-Stanley Cup champs. So cool. Give it a read. It should be up early in the morning.
Good Sunday reading.
Yeah, absolutely. Go PHNX.com. Check it out. Craig, enjoy your night, and we will see you on Monday.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend.
All right. Bye. If you watched Friday's show, you know that Grumpy Steve was out in full force. But you kind of reined it in as the day went on.
I did because when I got home, I went to the Wink. I would drink of THC and CBD, and I tell you what, the grumps went away.
The grumps. Cures the grumps.
Cures the grumps. It absolutely does, and you just chill. And I sat there as I barbecued. I hit the Wink, and the flavors are amazing. So if you're not doing it just for the THC and the CBD, do it for the flavor because it's amazing.
And it's great.
No calories, no sugar, no carbohydrates, buddy. I'm all about it, and it is. It's social. It's just because it is just a Wink. It's not doesn't get you intoxicated or impaired. It just gives you a little wink of THC to take that edge off, and that's exactly what I did Friday night. Had a couple, 2-3 of those, and
feeling good.
Yep, the grumps went right away.
Yeah, you've been not as grumpy
That
today.
might be their new thing. Cures the grumps.
Cures the grumps. Wink. Cures the grumps. And right now you can buy them online in 12, 24, and variety packs and use promo code PHNX for an additional, get ready, 50% off
50?
your total order. So make sure you check out Wink online at drinkwink.com and use code PHNX for an additional 50% off your total order. We were talking about texting JD tonight, and we all know that JD is the official spokesperson of Shady Rays, JD Rays, as we like to call them. If you're doing your holiday shopping, what better gift than Shady Rays? I will definitely be hitting up shadyrays.com for my holiday shopping, and they have a great offer. It's perfect if you're buying for multiple people, because exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code PHNX for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. You can try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people.
Fantastic.
I saw a question in the chat earlier that I want to answer. I think Connor said, is Josh Doan ready, or does he need more time still?
He needs to be down in Tucson. He needs to be playing important minutes. He's scoring all the time there. If he comes up here, he's going to sit on the fourth line, not get the important minutes. He's not going to develop the way he needs to. I think having him and Gunther down in Tucson right now is the exact right thing to do. This is a kid that a year ago right now is playing in college. Like I just let him be where he is and let him succeed down there. I think it's been a perfect platform for him, and he's a leader down there too. And I think that he's doing just what he needs to do too, because he's scoring important goals and he's playing important minutes. So let him hang out down in Tucson.
Yeah, I also like the idea of Josh Doan and Dylan Gunther getting time together and developing chemistry and hopefully friendship too, because you look at who's going to be the foundation of the future of this team, and you hope it's Josh Doan and Dylan Gunther, and they're part of that. So to build that chemistry in Tucson and
that's
that camaraderie.
And hopefully they win down there. You saw it in Tampa Bay, where the Tampa Bay wins the American League Championship, and then that group moves on with their friendships and camaraderie and chemistry, and then they win a Stanley Cup. So you'd like to see those two continue to play together and have some success down there too. I think that's going to be important for this team down the road.
Absolutely. I have another nugget that got overshadowed by the first team to win 4 straight.
What is that nugget?
The other nugget was, before this, coming into tonight, the Coyotes became the first team to win 3 straight games against the last 3 Stanley Cup winners since the Sabres in...
I give up.
Guess the year. It's in the 90s.
95.
Yep. Wow. Did you look?
No, I just guessed.
Isn't that crazy though? It's been almost...
in the middle. That's a long time.
It's been almost 30 years.
Wow.
Absolutely insane. So
now it went from 30 years to never years. Yeah. Never happened.
Just insane. I'm still not over it.
Can I give one more guy's flowers? Because I know I can see it. I can kind of feel it. Jacob's yawning. He's good. It's because he's got a kid. It's not because we're boring. Or maybe it is. I don't know. But we talked about Maccelli briefly. But what are the things that Maccelli last year, who was 4th in Calder voting, 1st in points per game, 1st in rookie assists, by the way, try to throw that out there, not Stuart Skinner. And the knock on him is he never shot enough. Well, he led all Coyotes in shots tonight with 5, and shot attempts with 6. And so we usually see Keller with those kind of numbers, and Keller fell off a little bit today. I think Keller had 2. No, Keller only had 1 shot on goal tonight. Oops. But Matias Maccelli led all Coyotes with 5 shots on goal tonight. So it's good to see him thinking shoot first.
Pass to the back of the net.
The Finnish fettuccine.
And by the way, I don't know if you saw, Lawson Krause was on NHL Network, I think yesterday.
Yeah.
And they were, they're asking him about November and his 10 goals, and every answer, my line mates,
really?
Maccelli, Bukestad,
really?
That's a very hockey player Lawson Krause answer.
It's true.
But it is amazing, and of all the lines, that's been the one all season long
most
that
consistent.
Hasn't changed. It's been the most consistent, and it really is true. And it was cool tonight to see Krause assist a Maccelli goal for a change. So just crazy, and it was really cool hearing that from Lawson, because
it's great. That line is, I tell you what, from day one has been the most consistent. But like you talked about chemistry, they played together all last season too, and I think that carried over into the summer and training camp, and now they're back together again. When you can keep a line together that long, man, it's exciting, and you get that chemistry, and you just know what you're going to get every time you put those 3 guys on the ice. So you want to see that chemistry build again with Barrett Hayton gets back. I know Cooley. It's going to be interesting to see what they do when Barrett Hayton comes back. Like, Logan Cooley hasn't really caught fire with those 2 guys. He's played well, and he's done some offensive things, but I think we know what the third line is going to look like. It's going to be Bukestad, or is that the second? I don't know. Second, third, they're all the same. But how these lines are going to shake out once they get McBain and Hayton back, what everything's going to look like. It's going to be interesting to see where Cooley falls out once this all gets back to a full roster.
Well, we've been talking a lot about the 4 straight wins, but let's see it with our own eyes on the punch card presented by Arizona Lottery. Don't forget to go out and buy your holiday scratchers. For the first time this season, we have 4 straight wins, and for those tracking at home, that's a Connect 4.
Connect 4.
And the kind that we like, because it's the green check marks.
The green kinds. And remember when we used to get like Connect 8s in the first season of red ones?
Yeah, I do.
They were really bad.
I really do, actually.
Bad.
I definitely do. And the line 3 of the punch card has been such a nice change from loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. Like, this has just been so refreshing to be on this stretch, and hopefully we see a lot more green to come.
Yep, and CWP will come up with the algorithm on what's going to happen next, because that's what CWP does with the punch card.
He does.
The punch card magic. And Charles Woodhull Pike.
Yeah, so I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, we all are. The punch card, and the other thing we're happy about is it's one day closer to the last game of the season. I know I'm happy about that. Remember we used to say that? Game 82.
Yeah, the punch card used to be counting down to the end. Now it's just tracking how the Coyotes are doing.
We might have to make more room for the offs.
The offs?
The offs. Can you imagine? I can imagine. Can you imagine the media requests at the Mullett Arena? What the hell are they going to do? Like,
it would be a different graphic. There would be no punch card. It would be a different graphic.
Yeah, it'd be a different graphic. But what would they do? There's not enough room there to hide. It's going to be insane.
I will lay down. I'll lay on the catwalk.
I want to see it just to happen. Playoffs at the. They have to put the playoff logo at center ice at the Mullett.
I want to sit in that room at Mullett where all the lights are going for no reason.
Oh yeah, the party room.
I want to.
We don't know what that room is.
Either do I.
It looks like fun.
I want to be in there.
I think it's Patrick Brown's room. Like, no, I've seen him outside of that room, but I think it's like the Patrick Brown party room. And if you know, you know. It's on the third level. Behind the visitor goalie's right shoulder. There's just all these neon lights going. Anyway, it is.
Coyotes will be off on Sunday.
Another day off. Just give it to them. It's December. Just give them up. That's 2 days. That's 3 days this week. When Rick Tocchet was here, you wouldn't get 3 days in a. Well, you had to get 3 in a month because it's mandatory by the PA. But you didn't get this. And when Wayne Gretzky was coaching, never. Because you know what he said? Well, we always practiced in the 80s. Oh, what the hell is that going to do with now? It's different. There's nothing else to do in Edmonton. Give us a day off, for God's sakes. So another day off. Well, that's good that we don't have to go to a practice then tomorrow.
Yep.
Cool.
Well,
cool.
We were talking about playoffs. You're saying there's a chance.
I do say there's a chance.
I'm also saying there's a chance you possibly could win money if you just buy a holiday scratcher. You never know.
Yeah, never know. We did it here. We're 1 for 1 on this show for holiday scratchers, and they're great stocking stuffers. Stocking stuffers. I already talked about their great birthday presents. Anytime is a last minute gift and you screwed up on your way home, you can get scratchers.
Because you can buy them anywhere. Literally everywhere.
And then they'll think you're so thoughtful. I swear that's what happens. Like at your 12th anniversary, here's 12 lottery tickets. You just because you forgot on the way home, but you nailed it. Oh, you put so much thought into that.
Well, the best part is they start at $1.
Yes.
So it doesn't cost you much. There's $1 ones, $2 ones, and their top prizes are up to $500,000.
And they're fun, Leah. You have to read the directions, and each one's a little bit different.
They're so fun. The holiday ones are so much fun. They're the perfect stocking stuffer, as we mentioned. So go out and buy your holiday scratchers today. Literally, Walmart, Fry's, Circle K. Everywhere. I don't care. Wherever you buy a scratcher.
If it itches, scratch it.
That should be their slogan. We're just writing slogans for
that's
everyone.
Just not medically.
That's not
probably right. Yeah, if it itches, you probably should not.
If it itches, you probably shouldn't scratch it.
Yeah, probably not.
You ever had shingles? No, never mind. That's a whole nother conversation. You're not 50 yet. Just wait.
Oh my God. You can get your scratchers at Circle K. You know what else you can get at Circle K? Savings on gas when you join the Inner Circle. I actually went to Circle K today and saved 25 cents per gallon because I'm
first
part
5 fill-ups
of the Inner Circle. And when you fill up on your first 5, you save 25 cents per gallon. Yep. And you can save 3 cents per gallon every day.
It's amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
That adds up.
I had the chips tonight off the snack cart.
Oh my God, he did. I think the magician was also having some chips.
The magician crushed it. But you'll have to see.
Did the magician use some Circle K products in a trick?
He did, but it's interesting because he'd eat them and then they just magically reappear. Like I think it's like a never-ending potato chip, but that's for another couple more wins. Got to get some wins and you'll see that.
Interesting. You can join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. Before we wrap up we do have some sound, as Craig mentioned, from Michael Kesselring
that's awesome.
and Andre Tournier.
Seriously?
So, I know.
Which one do you want first?
Let's start with Andre, with Bear.
During the show live,
First of all, everybody give some props to Craig because
that's really good
Craig.
for Craig.
Craig is really getting better with his camera. I'm so proud.
That's awesome. Like he's
so
no
proud.
Gerald Bourguet yet. With
No,
the skinny
I
mic,
leveled these without listening to them.
So if anything goes wrong, it's Jacob's fault.
Blame Craig.
Okay, it's Craig's fault. So this first one, we have Bear talking about the Coyotes making amends for the past 2 losses to the St. Louis Blues.
It was for sure. We did not like those 2 games. So we talk about it, but in reality, it's what we did not like is the way we approached those games. So that's why I'm really happy about our first period. I think we cut their rush, their rush team. We cut their rush pretty good, and we went at them. We went hard on the forecheck, create some turnover, get a goal, and get some scoring chance, and always on possession, all of it. So I think everything was good in the first.
There you have it.
I'm still stunned. Not just that he said that he did not like the 2 games, but I'm stunned that Craig Morgan was able to pull this off technically.
Me too.
Just stunned. And you know what another stunning thing is? Our show has gone longer than the Sun show.
Wow.
Has that ever happened in the history of PHNX? That our show went longer than the Sun show?
Did I miss the magician?
You missed the magician.
It was so good.
Twitter
too.
tomorrow morning.
Twitter
at
PHNX
PHNX_Coyotes.
If
You'll
you
see
can
the
figure
magician.
out how he did it, it's amazing.
I simply don't know.
It's amazing.
I have simply no idea. Yes.
You did.
Everyone's coming in to ask about the magician.
Yeah. I know.
Oh boy. All right. Well, this next one is Michael Kesselring, who had a great game tonight. Talking about his game tonight and how he settled into this opportunity since being called up from Tucson.
Noticed in your game?
I think I could have just been a little bit more assertive on their rushes sometimes, maybe squeezing out a little bit quicker. I thought I got better as the game went on though, so that was good. That's usually the theme with my game. I just got to keep my physical presence known throughout the whole game. Sometimes I get a little too happy with the puck and I just want to break it out instead of physically asserting myself. But I think it's getting better and better.
Overall, would you say you're settling into this role then with the amount of reps that you're getting in the games?
Yeah, I'm feeling way more comfortable than last year, obviously, and I think it shows. I feel physically and my skating feels a lot better, so I think I can compete. I think I'm an NHL player, so it's just about like I said, keep sharp all the time, every shift, and bringing my best every time I'm on the ice.
So Kesselring's like 6'5". Here's an imitation of Craig filming Kesselring. Hey, what's the weather like up there? Like, how did he get?
I'm honestly impressed.
Like, how did he get taller than Kesselring?
I'm so impressed.
I didn't know your knees worked that way.
I thought your groin was still pulled
Our resident geriatric.
That's unbelievable. I don't know how we got to see the top of Kesselring's head. Craig's like 5'3". I don't know.
At B said, very self-aware of Kesselring. You like that from a player.
Yeah,
it's
it was
like,
good.
We're sitting here saying, oh, he had a great game, and he's like, I think I could have been better.
But I think he's getting more confidence. He's getting in situations that I think when we watched him play his first few games, I think he threw the puck away a lot. I think he'd get the puck on a stick and he goes, gosh, I gotta make a play, and he'd throw it away. And I think now he's got the confidence, a little more patience, take a deep breath, and find the better play. And I think that's really starting to show. And he had the big block shot in the third period. So I think it's been a great opportunity for him to get some good games, get some good NHL games under his belt. I still think he'll probably end up back in Tucson, but this is the kind of experience you wanted him to have. Instead of struggling here and have to go back and find his game, he's got his game, and now he'll go down and have a little fire in his belly going, hey, I should be up there, and I'm going to prove to you why. So it's great.
Absolutely. Anything else on this game before we?
No, I think, Leah, I think we're all stunned. We're all stunned 4 games
shocked.
into this that they've been able to put this string together. It's a fun team to watch, and I don't know when we're gonna stop saying they're for real. I think 23 games in, like we're past the quarter pole, and this team's still hanging around.
Yep.
So get on the wagon while there's still room.
Get on the wagon. NHL tweeted about Connor Ingram, said Connor Ingram is now 10-3 with a .925 save percentage. So Connor Ingram getting some love from the NHL.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's not in the player of the week conversations for the NHL.
He better be. He better freaking
a shutout in a 1-goal game. We'll see.
Yep.
And winning against the teams that he got the victories against.
Absolutely.
So I'd like to see him. Well, I don't know if we can nominate somewhere, but let's do it.
Well, we will send the vibes into the universe. That's all we can do.
That's kind of like what your thing is, right?
Yeah, I like
crystals
vibes. Crystals and vibes. I have a crystal in my ring right now.
Do you?
Yeah. Rose quartz.
What is it for? What does it
Rose
say?
quartz. It's self-love and yeah.
Huh.
So, Connor Ingram's feeling it. I'm feeling it. The
crystal in my
chat's feeling
briefcase.
it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit the like button if you haven't already. And if you're listening on audio, hit the little 5 stars. It takes 2 seconds.
Do it, please.
And if you feel like writing us a review, we would appreciate that as well. And yes, this podcast is available to listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes.
If you don't want to watch us on YouTube, or vice versa, if you're listening and you want to watch us live on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel, where we will
you won't miss a thing if you do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there's more stuff.
There's more stuff than just the shows. Yeah. We have a lot of stuff.
There's shorts. There's educational stuff.
Bare necessities. Walking and talking.
Walking and talking. Yeah. Subscribe to that thing.
Subscribe. I do too. But everybody, thank you so much. You can follow us on Twitter at @SPetersHockey, at Leah Merrill, at Craig S. Morgan, at Jacob_Franklin4. And you can follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_Coyotes. We'll be off tomorrow, but we'll be back Monday night live after the Coyotes take on the Washington Capitals. But until then, enjoy the rest of your Saturday night, enjoy your Sunday, and we will see everybody on Monday.
We all silly like the mayor.